Right, we're answering a question. Is there any difference between turning a normal bowl and turning a core? Right, and this question has cropped up a couple of times, and I'm going to do my best to answer it. The question is there any difference between turning a rough turn bowl that you've done yourself or turning a core? Right, there's a couple of slight differences, but it's nothing major, right? The main difference is that because of the shape of the core, it dictates your shape a lot. Like, you can't do like a fancy shape on the outside. You've got to kind of cover or follow the curve that's that the coring system you use has made in the bowl. Right now, when you're coring as well, you always end up with a large tenon here. A bowl this size doesn't need a large tenon. If you take away the large tenon and put it in a small one, it gives you more of an option here at the bottom of the bowl for a curve, because you don't have to deal with that amount of a flat. You'll only have to deal with about that amount of a flat. So something I always do when I'm doing a core is I always resize this. I'd have to round it off anyway. You should always round off a 10 after a bowl is dried. I resize it to the small chuck. So that's what I'm going to do first. So we'll quickly do that, and then we'll get on with turning this. Now you see the way that's moving? That means that the bowl or the core isn't centered on that chuck, and I have to have it centered on the chuck to do this properly. So I have to slacken it off, reset it, and do it again. Right, there's still a very slight wobble there, but that's fine. We got a tenon resized. Now we can get on with turning it. Now, there's a few natural flaws in this that are stunning, like that where the branches coming out there is nice. Hopefully I can keep some of those natural flaws in it. That's a crack that'll probably have to be filled. Same there, same there, same down there, but that might actually cut out, because I'm going to curve that bowl a lot more in there, which is the advantage of using the smaller jaws. I can put more of a curve in the bottom of this. Right, first thing I'm going to do is square it off the top. There you go, nicely clean cut. Right, now we get to rounding it off. Big bump in it to get out. And I'm going to bring the tail stock up for this because it's safer. And the tail stock won't be in the way of anything. First thing I'll do is get this warp out, and then we can start shaping. I think there's a slight little bit there, is there somewhere? Yeah, just there. And we're clean all the way around. Alright. Now we need to get the rest of this warp out. as I keep saying in all the videos, because people keep saying to me, people who are new to the channel keep saying to me, you're cutting the wrong way. All I'm doing is getting the warp out. I'm just hugging wood away. You don't have to worry about cutting the right direction until you're doing your finished cuts. Yeah, I am managing to keep some of that in that hole. That's nice. Yeah. Right, now there still hasn't been touched, but there's enough of a warp out of it that I can get rid of the rest of the warp and then start cutting the correct direction. Now I want to curve the bottom of this bowl more under, which is why I put the smaller jaws on, so I could actually do this. Right, now we start getting the proper shape into it, the proper cuts. We're going a little more. Now, if you are shaping the bottom of a bowl like this, remember the rule of thirds. You still need a third flat down there to make the bowl stable. So don't go too far under there. As I was saying, the shape up here is kind of dictated by the core, by the shape of the blades on the coring system you're using. Yeah, it's cutting nice. Yes, I am going to have to do something with a crack. Yeah, you can't really go too wild on the shape on a core. Like, I wouldn't be able to do like one of my Japanese style bowls out of this because the core just wouldn't allow it. So you're gonna have to go for what I would call a standard bowl shape. You see what I mean about worrying about your finish cuts towards the finish? Any turn grain is now gone out of this, but I do have some, right, before I actually get a full finish cut on it, I do have a couple of cracks up the side. There's one there and there's one down here in the base. I don't know if the camera's picking up, just there. So I'll sort them out and I'll be right back. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to take this bowl off this chuck. I'm taking chuck and all off. So then the orientation of the bowl, no matter what happens, will not have changed. Right, then I've taken care of those small little cracks. I'm going to leave that the way it is because it's, as I said, I'm leaving some natural stuff in this bowl. Right, have a fresh edge on the gouge. So now we get to finish cutting this. Very light cuts because I don't want to change the shape that I had in this. All I'm doing is skimming the surface. So I'm hitting that void that I'm leaving in it now. This is actually the core from that lightning bolt bowl I did on video a few weeks ago. If you haven't seen that one, ended up as a gorgeous bowl. I'll leave a link up there and a link below to it. Ended up as an absolutely gorgeous bowl. Right, let's look at that. Yep, beautiful finish cut. Right then, I'll sand this, finish it, and I'll be right back. Right then, just popping the wax off. Oh, I got asked a question about the Yorkshire grip bit. How come it's gone missing? Right, this is the middle, or sorry, not the middle, but the start of market season. And I'll be straight and honest with you, I'm just two up the walls, making to have the time to write them, so they will come back after the summer. It's just at the moment I am just two up the walls. Like, as you can see, I haven't even tidied up after, I think that's about a day's turning on the floor. I just haven't had the time to tidy it up. Right, so there it is. It's a really nice piece of white oak. As I said, it's the core from that lightning bolt bowl I did. I like that. I actually quite like that piece of branch is still in there. I just have to, well, with the void of the piece of branch is in there, I just have to be very careful not to create a full void when I'm doing the inside. Right then, well, I was going to say we flip this over and do the inside, but I don't need to flip it over. So we'll just go on the inside now. And I'll set up for that, I'll be back in a sec. Alright then, let's get to hollowing this. Same again, I've got the fact it's a core dictates the shape. And as at the outside, not worried about cuts, just hog them all the way. Now I want to I'm going to try and be very careful and not to create a full void there. Should be good. Where is it? Yeah, it's about 2 mil there, maybe 3. Right, I think that is definitely deep enough. Right, before I go any further. Let's do the rim. And I'm keeping the gouge very sharp because I do not want to have to hit this with a carbide for the resin that's in here. Right, and now we get the finished cuts on the inside of this. Right, there's more there, there's more in it. Still more in it. Go deeper. Yeah, that's better. Right, now we gotta finish going into this part. Yeah, nice. Right, now I'll just put a little something in just there. It's to be a bit wide, but all the rest of the cracks, well, there's a slight one there. All the rest of the cracks seem to be turning out just nicely. I've got to put so little in there, I'm not even going to recut inside. I'm just going to sand it. So it's going to be fine. So I'll do that, I'll be right back. Right, I'm just buffing the wax off. And it's really a beautiful piece of wood oak. Even without the little bit of resin in it, the colours in it are absolutely stunning. There's the inside of it. That is really gorgeous in there. Natural grain in there is just gorgeous, natural grain colour. Right then, now all I gotta do is flip the base. I'll just do that off camera because you've seen me doing them a lot of them. And then I'll give you a better look at it. So we'll be back in a sec. Right, and there we have it. A nice little 10.5 by 3 white oak bowl that wouldn't exist if the original piece hadn't been carved. So the whole idea of this video was to answer the question, is it different doing a cord than a normal rough turn bowl? Yes and no. It's different because you have no say really on the shape. You have to follow the curve. Okay, you can maybe put a little embellishment in it here and there, but it's still going to be a basic bowl shape. The only trick to it is if you do have a large tenon on it, shrink it down to your normal 2-inch jaws. It gives you more of an option down here on the bottom. It gives you, you can curve it more and make it, the curve more pleasing. And I say the postman is probably here judging by the dog. Right, but as I said, a very pretty bowl. I actually like that because it doesn't go all the way through. I don't like full voids in bowls. That's just a personal thing though. And that bit of resin inside looks quite nice. So if you enjoyed that one I got out now, if you wouldn't mind clicking like on the video, and I'll see you in the next one.